I'm sure 161 statement which we have placed on record are the same, which indicate Bihar police's case, because any police recording 161 statement and indicating that the paper was sold and the students were made to learn those answers was
4th of May, not 5th of May. So this is what the Bihar police investigation, which I am banking upon to say that leak is not happening on 5th of May morning as is being suggested.
But the leak is happening prior to the deposit of question papers with the respective banks.
Yes.
So my submission is leak is prior to going the question paper before to the bank, that is 3rd or prior to 3rd. And their suggestion that it happened on 5th morning is hard to believe and contrary to the investigation report of Bihar police. And lastly, this is the handiwork of a gang. It has been indulging into paper leak even previously. This Sanjeev Mukhia and the other gangs which have not even been arrested despite all this thing. So it is not some peon went into the question paper room and sneaked one paper out or had a click and it was a locally done for 4, 5, 10 students. No, handiwork of a gang. Lord, specific order to the Bihar police was placed before us, all material collected, meaning thereby all statements, all recovery of documents, case diary, and then the report. Correct.
But the photograph which was claimed to be a photograph of the test
That's right.
paper is not of the test paper, but that's a little nuance, that's all.
But the only thing I want to point out, this e-rickshaw, because as per the news item, and there is an arrest of the principal of this Oasis school, the investigation. I will very quickly do this, my lord. This was 161 statement we had filed.
First note material.
In the first note, my lord. Yes, I will. Yes, my lord. My lord, first statement is Anurag Yadav.
113 of the Bihar compilation.
This is 4th of May. And then Nitesh Kumar.
Statement is that?
Anurag Yadav, my lord.
Anurag Yadav.
Yes, this is the first statement, Anurag Yadav, son of Sanjeev Kumar. वही प्रश्न था
You should tell us Anurag Yadav.
That's right.
Anybody else apart from Anurag
Well,
Yadav?
there are four people. There are four statements. If I can invite Mullad's kind attention.
Anurag Yadav का statement क्या है?
Anurag Yadav. Then Mullad, the next is Nitish Kumar.
1 second. Huh?
Nitish Kumar, son of late Siaram Prasad.
1 second. ये हमने देखा था ना कौन से पन्ने पे just help us which is that page in the compilation of Nitish Kumar's statement because they don't have the case diary that's why.
Yes, I'll just. Nitish.
If I can give the other name in the meantime, Amit Anand. And Sikandar Prasad.
1 second. Huh? Anand
And Sikandar Prasad.
Sikandar Prasad.
That's right.
Sikandar Prasad.
These 161 statement indicate that the leak is much prior to the examination.
1 second, we are just going through those statements.
Please.
It's at page 92.
Page 88.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Anurag Yadav 131.
उसका statement. I'm sorry. It's, page 134.
One is that, who is this? Is Anurag Yadav, is it?
Yes. And Amit Anand is 132.
32.
Yes. 131 is my mistake, my lord. Anurag Yadav, we are finding out. 132 is Amit Anand, my lords. And relevant, your lordships may go through the entire.
अमित है क्या आपके पास? Mr. Solicitor is Abhyup Sikandar Prasad.
Yes, that's my mistake, my lord. I'm just trying to find
131
out.
is,
Next is, my lord, 132 is Amit Anand. I'm finding out, my lord, the
130. के साथ तो देख लो पहले कुछ है क्या?
I have it. At 133 bottom, possibly your lordships will get the relevant part of Amit Anand. ठीक है. कहाँ है? text. Page 132 is Amit Anand.
Yes.
Amit Anand, my lord, is a middleman. Just to give the context so that your lordships can read the paper, my lord, read the statement in the context. But please see 133 at the bottom, some 10th line. उसे आप परीक्षा में पास करा दीजिए. Your lordship gets, my lord?
Yes.
He was collecting the students on the night of 4th so that he gets the papers on 5th, which is coming in Nitish Kumar's statement. Nitish Kumar was at the place where he received the paper in the morning and students were asked to memorize. 134 is Nitish.
Just see page 88, which
88,
is Amit Anand's first statement.
88, my lords?
88.
Yes, my lord.
And then see page 89, about the last 10, 15 lines, is beach. Isi beach.
8,
89, about say 12 lines on the bottom.
yes, my lord.
Isi beach, last 3 words in that sentence, on that line. Isi beach, नीट का परीक्षा आ गया था. सिकंदर स्वयंसो बताया कि चारों लड़कों को कब बुलाएं.
Possibly, this is the FIR, not the statement.
Right. तो मैंने बताया
संक्षिप्त वर्तमान अपराध की विस्तृत
विवरण. स्टेटमेंट. This is Amit Anand's statement. Get para 80.
अमित आनंद, yes, your lord.
तो मैंने बताया कि 4-5 के रात्रि में बुलाई है,
Yes, my lord.
जहां पर सिकंदर के द्वारा सभी चारों लड़कों को नीट परीक्षा का प्रश्न पत्र लीक करवाकर सभी बच्चों को उत्तर के साथ पढ़वाया एवं रटवाया जा रहा है.
रात्रि में बुलाइए, नहीं, रात्रि में बुलाइए, कॉल देम. इसी बीच नीट का परीक्षा आ गया था. सिकंदर यादवेंद्र द्वारा बताया गया कि चारों लड़का को कल बुलाए, तो मैंने बताया कि 4-5-24 की रात्रि में बुलाइए, जहां पर सिकंदर यादवेंद्र के द्वारा सभी चारों लड़कों को नीट परीक्षा का प्रश्न पत्र लीक करवाकर सभी बच्चों को उत्तर के साथ पढ़वाया एवं रटवाया जा रहा था. सिकंदर
this indicates that the students were being asked to memorize on the night of the 4th, which means that the leak had occurred prior to the 4th.
No, would your lordship?
And now just see page 92. Just see page 92.
Yes.
This is the statement of Nitish Kumar.
The Nitish Kumar statement, my lord, at page 134 may kindly be seen.
So we just see page 92. This is the first statement.
Yes, my lord.
बीच में
Yes.
बातचीत के क्रम में
समवेयर बातचीत, यस,
हाँ.
सोएन सो बताया गया कि मेरे पास भी लड़का है जिसे आप परीक्षा में पास करा दीजिए, तो नीट की तैयारी कर रहे हैं, उसके बदले में तथा अमित आनंद बताएं कि 30 रुपया लगेगा. सिकंदर तैयार हो गया, बताया कि 4 लड़का हम आप देंगे. नीट परीक्षा से एक दिन पूर्व के संध्या में मैं, चिंटू एवं पिंटू, मतलब 2 एक्यूज, तथा आशुतोष मिलकर लर्नेड प्ले स्कूल में नीट की परीक्षा के लिए आए अभ्यर्थियों को नीट का प्रश्न उत्तर सहित रटवाने लगा. प्रश्न पत्र चिंटू के मोबाइल नंबर 100 पर आया था, जिसे अभ्यर्थियों को उत्तर सहित रटवाया दिया गया था, तथा परीक्षा समाप्ति के बाद काम हो जाने पर मैं 100 के लीक प्रश्न पत्र को के छत पर पानी टंकी के बगल में साक्ष्य मिटाने हेतु आग लगा दिया. इस परीक्षा में मेरे पास कुल 13 अभ्यर्थी थे, जिसे मैंने नीट का प्रश्न पत्र उत्तर सहित रटवाया था. नाउ प्लीज सी माय लॉर्ड 132, 134 नीतीश कुमार. अंदर गया था वो कौन सा?
Let's not go into this.
That's right. I'm not going into, Lord, I'm just tying up.
We will deal with when we look at what steps should be taken for the future.
Correct.
Let's now
That's right.
concentrate on the heart of the matter.
Perfect.
We have given you an opportunity to.
I'm so grateful, my lord, and we have been able to.
What emerges from the center-wise and the
That's
city-wise data.
Yes,
that you are
sir. I'm straight away coming to that.
Yeah.
Lord, basically, I have basically now threefold submissions.
Have you prepared a note or something which will?
Lord, we have submitted a second supplementary note.
That's on the basis of the data, right?
That's on the basis of data and my subsequent points. my lord.
All right, let's just
But,
go
my lord,
through
allow me, my lord, without referring to that note, my lord, allow me to sum it up first. Basically in two parts. One is the leak part, and the other is the dominant argument, my lord, even more dominant than the leak part, which they say is a breach, is that their manner of conducting the entire examination is so brittle that it does not inspire confidence at all. At every stage, there is a breach, and there is a possibility of breach. That is the second limb of my argument. But
And a little more in depth. Your Lordship gets my lord 132.
At the last word on page 131.
Yes.
दिनांक 4/5 को इनके साला व पत्नी रीना देवी तथा साला सो जिन्होंने गेस्ट हाउस में रुकवा दिया.
Yes. They all gathered at night, my lord. That is true.
पूर्व निर्धारित योजना अनुसार दिनांक 4/5 को रात्रि में उक्त चारों अभ्यर्थियों को सगुना मोड़ खगोल रोड में अमित आनंद एवं नीतीश कुमार को नीट 2024 परीक्षा में आने वाले प्रश्नोत्तर रटवाने के लिए सौंप दिए थे.
They were handed over. You get
the
them memorized.
investigation is botched up by the stand being taken by Government of India, my lord. The matter is under
No, no,
investigation.
my lord.
The kind of stand being
Kindly
taken.
allow, don't take it Government of India. I am answerable to these students. I am answerable to other students.
how?
And more, I am answerable to the court. Well, let us not do it like
That's
this.
all right. We are just analyzing these statements.
Yes, my lord. All of them were gathered.
Amit Anand seems to be suggesting that the leaked question papers were given to the students for memorization on the night of the 4th.
No, my lords.
That's
What
what
happens is, what actually happened during the CBI investigation is, all students were gathered and put at a particular place so as to enable them to memorize as and when the paper is available, which comes, my lord, from the statement of Amit Anand. My lord, please read statement of Amit Anand. Your lordships are on page 132. I am just reading the bare facts. I am not, my lord, taking any stand. Page 132, Amit Anand, my lords. Thereafter, Nitish Kumar. They are giving statements when they were not obviously aware that this would be scrutinized by the court. So this is a first-hand account. से पहले
गुजरात में देखा था.
Papers were purloined. After the papers were purloined, and then
Coming up on my first limb, that it is a case of a paper leak. I just say, my lord, they admit paper leak. They admit the dissemination happened on WhatsApp. I'm just going by their admission. Now the Bihar police material collected report is before this honorable court. I'm sure 161 statement which we have placed on record are the same. which indicate Bihar Police's case, my lord, because any police recording 161 statement and indicating that the paper was sold and the students were made to learn those answers was
4th of May, not 5th of May.
One
Be, my
second,
lord,
please.
incomplete picture in your lordship's mind.
Just keep that page to in 1 minute.
132, my lords.
See, it's well big.
Lord, para 97 onwards, in the second report, your lordships would find assistance, my lord, for this particular part.
Solicitor, we just look at now those two statements you were saying, telling us something.
132, my lords.
132.
That's, my lord, in the
is from-
Bihar police statement, a statement recorded by EOU.
this is from,
Initially, it was local
Sikandar
police,
Prasad.
transferred to economic offences wing, where, my lord, it is a little more detailed. Page 132 at the foot.
That is Amit Anand.
Amit Anand, yes, my lord, his statement. Kindly come to the next page, 133. I am, my lord, skipping what is not relevant either way for the present purpose, my lord. Kindly see from the 10th line, somewhere 10th line from the bottom. इस पर सिकंदर प्रसाद यादवेंद्र बोले, your lordship gets, my lord, some
हाँ. Yes.
कि उनके पास भी 4-5 लड़का है जो परीक्षा देने वाले हैं, उसे आप परीक्षा में पास करा दीजिए, इसके बदले में स्वयं वे बताए कि 4 लड़का हम आपको देंगे। ये नो काइंडली सी दिस, मतलब ये दिनांक 4/5/24 को रात्रि में सिकंदर प्रसाद यादवेंदु से उन 4 अभ्यर्थियों का सो से प्राप्त किए तथा अपने कार से चारों को लेकर नीतीश कुमार के पास न्यू बाईपास चले गए। प्लीज मार्क दिस। नीतीश कुमार अपने एवं उनके अन्य अभ्यर्थियों को लेकर लर्नेड बॉयज स्कूल एवं सो में लेकर चला गया, जहां पर सभी विद्यार्थियों को अगले दिन करीब 10 बजे नीट का प्रश्न उत्तर सहित रटवा दिया गया। 10 बजे। नाउ प्लीज सी, ये भी अपने परीक्षार्थी एवं अन्य परीक्षार्थी तथा सिकंदर प्रसाद के साथ परीक्षा केंद्रों पर घूम घूम कर सभी को सेंटर पर पहुंचा दिए और अपने फ्लैट पर पहुंच गए और खाना खाए एटसेट्रा। काइंडली सी द नेक्स्ट स्टेटमेंट ऑफ नीतीश कुमार। Nitish Kumar is the person who not only brings students, he was at that school, Learn Boys School. So the lordships can come to page 134, 7 lines from the bottom. उसके बाद दिनांक 4/5, your lordship gets, page 134. I can read the whole, but it may not assist either way for this particular purpose of date, my lord. But does your lordship get the date? उसके बाद दिनांक 4/5 को रात्रि में अमित आनंद द्वारा सेटिंग किए गए 6 लड़के जो अमित ने मुझे नई बाईपास अपने कार से लाकर दे दिए थे, सिकंदर प्रसाद यादवेंद्र के 4 लड़के तथा अमित आनंद के 2 लड़के को लर्न बॉय हॉस्टल एवं लर्न बॉय स्कूल जो रामाकृष्ण नगर में है पर लेकर गया। वहां सभी लड़कों को चिंटू उर्फ बलदेव कुमार पिता सो गांव सो एवं सो को हैंडओवर कर दिए। इनसे इनकी बात सो के मोबाइल नंबर सो पर होती रही। यह हॉस्टल एवं स्कूल आशुतोष कुमार द्वारा किराए पर लिया हुआ है। आशुतोष कुमार इज द ओनर ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर प्रीमाइसेस वेयर दिस हैपेंड, जिसने इनका संपर्क सो के माध्यम से इसी काम से लिए हुआ था ना. नाउ रीड दिस. जिसे चिंटू उर्फ सोएनसो ने एक दिन के लिए सेट किया था और आशुतोष कुमार से मोटे रकम में हिस्सेदारी की बात की थी, दिनांक 5/5 को चिंटू के मोबाइल के व्हाट्सएप पर
Statements 88 and 132 are at variance.
at variance.
88, he says that the leak had taken place on the night of the 4th, when the question paper was given to these candidates for memorization. 132, he says that it was received on the mobile of Chintu in the morning on the 5th, and then was given for to the students. Ratta lagane ke liye diya tha. So Amit Anand's two statements are a little at variance.
Amit Anand's first
And
statement.
Nitish is also at variance, but Nitish's first statement is also 4th night. Like
But my lord,
all
yes,
first statements seem to indicate that the leak takes place on the night of the 4th.
but I must tell your lordships, my lord, on the
The question is, how was this confined to learned boys high school? Was it confined to Hazari Bagh?
I'll answer that, my lord, when my turn comes.
That's what I'm worried about.
But, my lord, kindly appreciate this.
Mr. Solicitor, because the line which we are following of inquiry is, if the leak has taken place on the night of the 4th, then obviously the leak has not taken, it wouldn't take place from the strong room of SBI or Canara Bank. Nobody can access the strong room. Then obviously the leak took place not in the process of the papers being transferred to the examination center, but it takes place at a prior point of time, prior to the storage in the vault.
Which we have examined and found to be every thing to be intact, I'll be able to show. But please see, my lord, statement of Chintu at
Also,
page
we find that
236.
two of the problem solvers are at least 7. All problem solvers are students. None of them is a professor. Nobody is of that level of an expert. They're all students.
I was told that for this work, professors, the students are better qualified because they have recently prepared everything. They have the computer
They are
with them.
from-
They have books with them.
They
And
are from Ames Patna. One is from Ranchi, and 2 are brought from Rajasthan.
yes. Now, my lord, what is
Why
done
are they
is
brought from Rajasthan?
that is, my lord, under investigation, my lord, because maybe there is some personal linkage or something. But what they did was they bifurcated the papers, so each got 25 to 30 questions each, and they had 1 hour. 25 to 30 questions with a reasonable knowledge and with help of computer and books, you can always solve.
Now, what we do, Mr.
And we have also, my lord, kindly bear one factor in mind. We have done an exercise after the last hearing as to what is the success rate in this particular center, this particular city, and overall state. And we compared it with 22 and 23. There is no abnormality. Even in this, which I'll be able to show. And my lord, kindly 236, my lord, page,
Buddha, you can now show us the
my lord, page
data.
236, the last.
Yeah, then we have complete.
My lord, 236.
This is Chintu's.
Yes, Chintu Baldev Kumar, my lord, at the last, my lord, para. Dinank 5/5.
Is there an earlier statement of Chintu also?
Chintu, no. No, he was arrested only on that day by the EOI. He was not arrested by the, my lord, local police. So there is only one statement. We must be having our statement. We have our statement recorded after
Mr. Mehta, come to page 229.
229 minutes.
Of Chintu.
This is also a statement of Chintu.
The same statement minutes.
Is it in continuation?
Is it?
This
Yeah, but it's the same statement. I don't know why they have repeated.
It
But-
ends at 232.
Yes, my lord. And if your lordship sees, my lord, page 231,
Read the second paragraph.
no, 231, my lords?
Yes.
Yes. My lord, the same is I was showing at 236. So it appears to be a repetition. But I'll read, my lord, from 231, my lord, as your lordships have seen. दिनांक 5/5/24 को 9 बजे प्रातः तक करीब 24-25 नीट यूजी 2000 परीक्षा देने वाले अभ्यर्थी वहां पर जमा हो गए थे। मैं पीने वाला पानी का बोतल भी वहां गाड़ी से पहुंचाया था। दिन के करीब 10 बजे रॉकी ने मेरे पास मौजूद नए मोबाइल पर सॉल्व किया हुआ प्रश्न पत्र भेजा। मामा संजीव एवं रॉकी के गिरोह के एक लड़के ने मुझे वाईफाई प्रिंटर दिया था, जिसे नीतीश कुमार द्वारा लर्न प्ले स्कूल छपरा के रूम में सेट किया गया था। सो एंड सो द्वारा भी एक वाईफाई प्रिंटर दिया गया था। सबसे पहले सो एंड सो का सॉल्व किया हुआ प्रश्न पत्र मिला, जिसे हमें लोगों ने मोबाइल को वाईफाई प्रिंटर से कनेक्ट कर सॉल्व कर दिया। एज एंड व्हेन दे स्टार्टेड सॉल्विंग द पेपर्स, दे स्टार्टेड गिविंग, इट वाज नॉट गिवन इन वन गो। फर्स्ट वाज बायोलॉजी। कनेक्ट कर सॉल्व किया हुआ प्रश्न पत्र का प्रिंट निकाला और उपस्थित सभी अभ्यर्थी को सॉल्व किया हुआ प्रश्न पत्र का प्रिंट रटने के लिए दिया गया। इसके बाद फिजिक्स और केमिस्ट्री का सॉल्व किया हुआ प्रश्न पत्र एक साथ मिला। Very good.
You can show us the data which you have now. What do you have to say on the basis of the data?
Yes,
Then
but
it's-
before-
all India data or whatever way.
Lord,
We have all India data.
I will show.
We'll hear them on the response on the data.
Yes,
So,
my lord, allow me first, my lord, just give their.
Lord, only 236, my lord,
procedure.
Justice Pardiwala's, my lord. 236, which I was reading, is the same which your lordships.
you're identical.
They're identical. My lord, I do not know why they are two similar statements.
Please read Anurag Yadav. He's the only student. All the other people are members of the gang. Anurag Yadav's first statement.
We've read Anurag. We've read Anurag Yadav's.
Yes, sir.
Might read 131 of the.
We have got that at page 131.
Lord,
Anurag Yadav says, I got it on the night of the 4th.
Yes.
But now, anyway, we still have to see whether it's localized, assuming for a moment
We will.
that the theory that the paper was distributed, that the solved question papers were made available at about 10:15, and between 9:20 and 10:15, these 7 chaps solved all the questions and gave to the school. Assume that we for a moment we may not entirely accept that. We have to hear the other side. Even so, is the leak systemic, or is it only confined to Hazaribagh and Patna? That you'll have to establish something on the basis of data.
yes, my lord.
To us now what the data tells you.
Lord, before I come to data,
Up to now, we are only focused on Hazaribagh and Patna, right? Whether the leak takes place on the morning of the 5th, as CBI is telling us, whether it took place on the night of the 4th, and therefore the leak took place before lodging in the vault. How widespread is it? We don't have any other material apart from this that you have shown us to indicate that the leak was so widespread that it had gone all over the country. Now show us the data which will
yes, Lord, allow
support
me,
your
Lord,
case.
just 4 or 5 minutes before I come to the data. Lord, how, Lord, because between the last date and today, we have got a lot of information that how actually this exam is being conducted by this NTA. Lord, very briefly, Lord, because
Assuming that the examination should be conducted in a much better way.
I'm not on that, Lord.
That
I
we will see what they are doing
Lord,
for the
I will
future.
show why a particular data is as such. Just give me 2-3 minutes, Lord, before that. Lord, NDA, Lord, on the first date, this Honorable Court put it to them give us the complete chart that where the printing happened, how much time printing, how much time it reached the center, then where deposited, what time it was taken out, taken to the center, how much time is the examination.
As we see, find out now, printing takes place, the CBI third report tells us where printing takes place.
At two places, different states, and they are never declared or tendered.
We don't want to mention that because, I mean, because obviously that will,
We don't also tender, because otherwise the highest tenderer becomes open. That he is the printer. Whoever is the highest tenderer becomes the printer.
from CBI's third report, we find out the name of one place where the printing press was situated, where it says 28/4, 28th April, it had left that printing.
If your lordships, I'll take your lordship through the journey of the papers from the printing press till the school, and what are the checks and balances on real-time basis. That there is some tampering, it would be noticed somewhere. That I'll be able to show.
Let me very briefly capture that. 24th of April, they say that the dispatch happens to different centers. So far as Hazaribagh is concerned, 28th of April. Everywhere, the question paper was to reach the respective banks on 3rd of May. And 5th of May is the examination. So the question paper remained in private hands for fairly long time. From 24th of April till 3rd of May. I leave it there, Lord. They say that from everywhere, the center in charge will go to the bank in the morning. Lord, I'm showing the mechanism and how brittle and fragile the mechanism is, that the entire mechanism which they have followed.
Wait, just give us the facts.
Yes.
Give us the-
Now, in the morning, they say 8:15, the center in charge of the examination will reach the bank to collect the paper. What has actually happened, which is the documents on record, taking example of Dayal School, Bahadurgarh Jhajjar, Hardayal School, Bahadurgarh Jhajjar, the principal of the center goes to both the banks, collect papers from both the banks, distributes the paper taken from Canara Bank. Paper taken from Canara Bank is allowed to be attempted for all 3 hours and 20 minutes. And then they say that we over and above, because on 4th of April, they did not declare any other key except the key for SBI bank question paper. When it appeared that from this Hardayal School Jhajjar, there are 6 candidates who get number 1, 100% marks, 720 out of 720. 2 candidates get 719 and 718. So it came out that how come from this center 8 people comes within first 69 and this number is not possible. NTA came out with a theory that no, we have given a grace marks because there is a delay. I have seen the video of the principal of this Hardayal school, which says, and it is openable even now, which says that there was no delay in this center. In fact, we distributed Canara Bank paper when it was already half an hour.
The correct set was to be the SBI paper.
Correct. That's right. That's right.
Everywhere.
And they declared entire country.
It's not everywhere.
Entire country, Milord.
Entire country was SBI. Yes, your lordship, sir.
Of course, different configurations, as Brother Mishra said, because the questions will be jumbled up.
Even in the one classroom.
Yeah. Obviously.
In one classroom also.
Sitting next to each other can't know which is the order.
Which is the order. One of the things which is going on in the social media is that 2 numbers sitting with each other, both got 600 marks. How is it possible? But both would have, the system is that both sitting in front and back and both sitting on the sides, they have different numbers.
Not have the same order of questions.
They don't have. My question number 1 would be his question number 18.
Do that in the judicial.
So we can't even do that. Orthodox way of cheating also is not possible.
Let me place the hard facts, Milord, how they have done it. So Hardayal school, admittedly, they distributed Canara Bank. The Canara Bank question paper was attempted by all the about 500 people in the center.
How long?
For till 5:20 is the last time.
Oh.
There's no delay. The principal is on record of the school and they say,
So it's not that in the middle of the exam they substitute
no,
the SBI paper.
look, that happened Savai Madhopur. I'll come to that. Hardayal school, Canara Bank paper was given. In the first instance, when Canara Bank paper was not to be the paper to be attempted, How come it was even given to them? What is the SOP? How meticulously they followed it, what they say is. And the principal got question paper from both the banks, and both banks gave it.
Once again, Mr. Solicitor, just since little bit of query on the procedural, one set is lodged with Can Bank, one is with SBI. Now, the center in charge on the morning of the exam goes to both the banks and takes the
No.
question. Then what
The
happens?
city in charge is informed
Right.
that this is the bank from where you will have to collect the
When
papers
is he informed the day of the exam?
in the morning at 7
So
o'clock.
the city in charge will inform all the centers in charge in the morning that you have to go to this particular
This
branch.
particular center.
Now, how did this chap at Jhajjar
Badurgarh.
go and collect it from Canara Bank when he had to? He must have been told that you have to go to the SBI to collect the paper.
No, that may be a mistake or something. Or deliberate, but paper was,
Now, Jhajjar, we just wanted to some clarity on Jhajjar. So he collects the paper from the Canara Bank.
correct, my lords.
Students write throughout the 3 hours and 20 minutes, they write the Canara Bank sets of questions, right? Now, thereafter, what happens in Jhajjar? Everybody is given grace mark, or what happens in Jhajjar?
Look, what they say is, because they never disclose key for Canara Bank paper.
1 second, let's have clarity. We just
I'm
ask
sorry.
questions.
Yeah, my lord, my learned friend can.
Let's,
Just 1 second, man. He has his instructions. Let's get the official version first.
This is what the Bihar police investigation, which I am banking upon to say that leak is not happening on 5th of May morning as is being suggested.
but the leak is happening prior to the deposit of question papers with the respective banks.
Your lordships are aware the number of candidates have increased. As a result whereof we have to increase the number of centers also and city coordinators also. This place was added for the first time in 2024 as an examination center. Perhaps the city coordinator must not have seen the message that you have to pick it up from this place. As a result whereof this happened to be picked up from both the places.
But are the banks not informed that, look, don't release the Can Bank paper to anybody, release only the State Bank of India paper? Because the vault in charge has to be informed कि आपको paper surrender करना है आज, आपको distribute करना है.
Authorization is given,
Because the NTA would inform the city in charge.
Yes.
City in charge will relay the message to the center in charge.
Yes.
But will a message not go to the bank also that, all right, कैन बैंक का आपको अपने लॉकर में ही रखना है, स्टेट बैंक ऑफ इंडिया का जो पेपर है वो आपको डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करना है.
It goes to the bank. Also committed. It goes to
Definitely go to the bank also. So how did this bloke at Jhajjar, the center in charge, how did he go to Canara Bank and retrieve the Canara Bank paper?
That is a mistake on their part,
Who's Canara Bank's mistake?
Both at both places. City coordinator.
So anyway, so the Jhajjar in charge gets the center in charge gets the Canara Bank paper.
Yes, please.
That is distributed to the candidates, and the candidates write the entire exam for 3 hours 20 minutes on the Can Bank paper.
Lordship. And this is at 8 centers. The number of such candidates who got Canara Bank paper is 3,307 and their millets sequence is MNOP and we have used the
So at Jhajjar, how many? There are 8 centers.
8 centers.
And everywhere they.
All over India, millets.
All over India, not.
All over India, it has happened at 8 centers.
All over India.
All over India. Some places, millets like Chhattisgarh, your lordships came to know.
With the wrong question paper.
Yes, millets. Not confined to
Question
Jhajjar.
papers, my lord, are of the same difficulty level. It's not as if one is simpler and another.
At 8 centers, the wrong booklet was distributed.
Yes, millets.
It was the CanBank booklet.
Yes, millets. Only two booklets are available, millets. There is no third booklet.
Then what happened in Jhajjar? Then the students wrote the whole of the paper for
Yes,
3 hours, 20 minutes of
Yes,
Jhajjar.
because of the situation, millets, that it could not be discovered by them that we have distributed a wrong paper.
how they
It came to
calculate
the
the
knowledge much later. As a result whereof it was considered
Then
more
what happened?
appropriate.
Then what happened?
How they.
It was considered more appropriate to allow them to attempt this question
No,
paper
no.
only.
First they gave a
But one
grace
second,
mark.
we are just understanding what happened. So the students are allowed, they appeared for the entire examination in the.
Yes, it's on the basis of Canara Bank question paper. And the millets difficulty level of this question, both the papers, millets, because anyone can be distributed, are modulated by the experts to be of the same level.
Now, where was the occasion to give totally how many students at these 8 centers?
8 centers, total number of students is 3,307.
Initially, NTA takes a decision to award grace marks to those students?
No, millets, only after it came to be realized that some places the loss of time was there. Only then the decision was taken.
Loss of time means what?
After realizing, when the complaints are there, students approach the honorable courts also saying that because of wrong distribution of paper, we could not avail the exact number of exact time which is available to the others.
Why? Because students had appeared for the full 3 hours, 20 minutes. It is not as if that the correct paper was circulated midway through the exam. Suppose sometimes what happens is that the incorrect paper is given. Instead of algebra, you give the English paper. By the time the algebra paper comes, half an hour has gone by. Students were never given the SBI paper at these 8 centers. They were given only the CanBank paper.
At Jhajjar, this happened. At some places, this was withdrawn and correct paper was also given. There are centers where this happened, like in Chhattisgarh.
Now, how many centers was
Just
the
verify, my lord,
at
fact.
how many centers was the incorrect question paper withdrawn?
NTA.
I am appearing for ND also. I am appearing for both.
Mr. Kaushik, at how many centers was the incorrect question paper withdrawn?
Withdrawn
The
and
correct
correct
Exactly,
paper.
my lord, that's all. My lord, in some centers, even after realizing that instead of Canara, SBI is given or
they continue to write.
they continue to write and 3 hours, 20 minutes time allotted was given. So we are not concerned with that. In some cases,
They withdrew that.
they withdrew it halfway and said that now we are giving you another because
How many centers did that happen?
that figure is, my lord, 1, 3.
I'll come to Savai Madhopur, Millard. That's
This is
a
an isolation.
Explanation, my lord, still the 13th of the June, my lord, they come up with how these make up of Savai Madhopur. Then stand to escalate to 1563 as per their own figure.
Millard, I'll come to all that, Millard. If they can respond to.
63 students were such that we, as per our examination, that they were the papers were taken back halfway and they were asked to complete the new paper within that 320 minutes.
Millard, where they
Since
attempted
that could
only
not
Canara
happen.
Bank. Millard, halfway, this is a different story. Millard, halfway is a different story. First is the Canara Bank.
At 8 centers, we found that wrong booklet was distributed. Now, at all these 8 centers, the students complete the examination only in the Canara Bank booklet.
Yes, how many?
Canara Bank only, millets.
We'll
8
give not the
centers.
This
list.
is,
8 centers, right?
this we will further bifurcate.
Now, tell us, how many centers apart from these 8 was the wrong booklet withdrawn and the correct
Yes,
booklet given
please.
to the
I
student.
will give the correct number of that also.
Yeah, just ask.
We'll
them.
bifurcate. Yes, millet.
Just you can sit down and ask, no problem.
But if in the meantime, I can.
Just 1 second, let them, we'll also have a little break for 10 seconds.
कुछ निकल रहा है.
In Jhajjar, when I received the instructions. Jhajjar has 3 centers.
Yes.
In one, the entire Canara paper was attempted and nobody disturbed the students thereafter. In remaining 2, realizing the mistake, paper was taken back halfway and new paper was given. And therefore, they claimed, they said that we did not get sufficient time, which was true.
Right. Now, why were the grace marks added then?
Initially, my lord, it was decided, which according to me, my lord, was not a very correct decision, that there is some judgment of your lordships in case of a
That's that.
Nal's clat, my lord, that if there is a time problem, if the time is less, a time available to the student is less, then this is the methodology by which you give the grace marks. That grace marks were given. Thereafter, my lord, that decision was.
Was recalled in a retest was held.
Yes, that was, those who did not get the time will get a new paper and new 3 hour 20 minutes.
Now, that retest was held for 1563 students.
Yes.
Now, these 1563 students were drawn from which center? That?
Lord, wherever there was a time gap.
Page 19 of file by Ranma.
Retest is held, that really now, that really doesn't survive.
There are 2-3 things into it. One, why grace marks to the students who attempted Canara Bank paper? Why grace marks?
So they
On
were-
4th of June, they were granted, my lord, on 4th of June, they declared only one key. That is the SBI Bank question paper key. There was no Canara Bank paper key.
Hold on,
So
1 second.
how they evaluated those people without declaring a key?
Now this grace mark was given initially to whom?
Grace mark was given to the center numbers, which we have given the time number also, which is 1.
Was the grace mark given to only those who had to give, who got the SBI paper in the midstream, or what happened?
The grace marks were given only to those persons from whom the paper was initially given, which was withdrawn, and subsequently given the correct paper.
Right.
What happened?
That is all. In some,
Now, what happened to those students who appeared in the wrong paper, the Can Bank paper?
their marks were given on the basis of the answer key of their sequence paper.
And they were not made to have the retest?
No, no.
Because the level of difficulty is roughly.
Correct. Same.
Fair enough, fair
Same.
enough. Now, so therefore, the grace marks were given only to those whose papers were withdrawn and given the
Yes,
correct, because they couldn't complete the
which
paper,
we counted as 1563.
which you counted as 153.
Based upon reports of city coordinators and CCTV footage.
So, Lord, my submission is leak is prior to going the question paper before to the bank, that is third or prior to third. And their suggestion that it happened on fifth morning is hard to believe and contrary to the investigation report of Bihar police. And lastly, this is the handiwork of a gang has been indulging into paper leak even previously. This Sanjeev Mukhia and the other gangs which have not even been arrested despite all this thing. So it is not some peon went into the question paper room and sneaked one paper out or had a click and it was a locally done for 4, 5, 10 students. No, handiwork of a gang.
Given to those candidates.
Now, in the 8 centers across India, the same position that the center, the papers were withdrawn.
Even time was not sufficient and therefore grace mark.
But the
Out
number
of
is
4,750 centers, this occurred, my lord, in 8 centers.
Oh, I see.
4,750 are the total number of centers throughout the country.
So 8, it happened that the wrong booklet was
It's a
given.
wrong booklet, my lord. Whenever, for example, Jajjar, out of 3, 1, they completed. They were not,
They have not been given a detail, they are being graded. So 1.
they are evaluated based on their answers, my lord.
It's factually incorrect. Let me clarify it. My learned senior colleague gave 3,300 are the total student where the wrong booklet was given, withdrawn midway.
No.
And
Allowed to continue 3,000.
yes,
Let's they are
3,307.
3,000 were allowed to continue. 3,300
They were allowed-
wrong paper. They attempted the wrong question paper.
Okay.
150. Yes.
Now, Lord, the next question comes is, on 4th of June, when they declared the result, on their website, they declared only one key. One key means only
SBI.
SPI. They didn't declare any other key. How they evaluated Canara Bank questions which was attempted and where is the separate result they declared for this 3,000 people who attempted Canara Bank paper?
Must have had a key for Canada Bank also.
There is no key declared by them, my lord, till today. Let them show it today now.
Today.
No, not my lord. 1, 2.
All right. Now I'll tell you what. This is all okay. Now show us the data. Let's go into the heart.
Let me complete. my lord. Now, in this Hardyal school, where originally there were 8 people who came,
At the end of it, assuming that some
Lord,
problem happened.
data
that
is
there
a
are some-
circumstantial evidence.
We are looking at the entire country now. Show us the data. I mean, that's the heart of the matter.
Lord, just allow me 2 minutes, Lord, because this,
You said 2 minutes, 11:35. We are not.
in the meantime, they start, Lord. Let me just quickly complete it. I was dealing with Hardyal school, Lord. Allow me to just to complete 2, 3 centers and then I'll straight away come to the data. Hardyal school, 500 students, they attempted Canara Bank paper. Just notice him, Lord, and let them respond at the end.
All right, we'll just Hardyal School.
500 students.
Judger, no?
Other side, Bahadurgarh Jhajjar.
Yes.
Canara Bank paper. No Canara Bank paper key available till date. After re-examination, this all the students were taken in the re-examination. So there was no delay, admittedly, in distributing question paper.
So all the students at this Hardyal
Hardyal
school
school
have been required to do a re-examination.
And in the re-examination, about 50% of them appeared, 50% of them did not appear.
It's also very spooky. Why do 50% not appear?
That's right. Only 813 out of 1,563 in total appeared in the re-examination. That's also data.
The person who didn't appear got their original marks, opted to retain their original marks. That is the.
Now these 1563 are drawn from how many centers?
Lord, this they have not disclosed. They never disclose it, how many centers. They will answer it.
8 centers.
Eight
Throughout. And as my learned friend rightly pointed out, they were given an option to retain the earlier marks.
And
They
all
didn't
is
take a chance. That
and
was-
all is being done behind the curtain. Nothing was declared. Every day they have been giving press release, but with regard to this, there is not a single press release.
Which, if you can ask, if you can just make a note of these 4 points, Mr. Solicitor and Mr. Kaushik.
Yes.
One, how many centers, at how many centers were the Canara Bank papers distributed?
Yes.
At how many centers totally were Canara Bank question booklets distributed? 2, out of those centers, at how many centers were the correct question booklets replaced?
Yes, miss.
At how many centers were the correct question booklets replaced, namely of the State Bank of India?
Yes, miss.
Third, how many centers totally where the questions which were evaluated were the Canara Bank paper, the Canara Bank booklets?
Yes.
Whether there were any centers which were evaluated on the basis of the Canara Bank
Yeah.
booklet.
Yes.
All right.
One paper was evaluated.
The paper was evaluated. And fourth, once the Canara Bank papers were evaluated, how did the candidates fare there?
Where is the key which they have
perform-
ever declared till date? Canara Bank
Why
paper.
have you not declared the key of the Canara Bank papers?
Yes, miss.
Fifth, and finally, I want to know this, that before I formulate the question, suppose you and I go to Canara Bank or to State Bank of India and say, give me the question paper. You will not be given the question paper, right?
Correct.
How does Can Bank know that I'm the right person who is authorized to?
Yeah.
So there has to be a letter of authorization,
Correct.
It's identity.
right?
Yes.
Now, who issues the letter of authorization?
Yes, miss.
Letter of authorization is issued by the district in charge.
NT.
Director General NT.
Director General of NTA.
NTA to the city superintendent as well as centers coordinators.
Now, what does a person take to the bank? Suppose I'm the center in charge.
Yes.
Will I have an authorization both for SBI and for Can Bank, or I'll have only one authorization?
Yes.
Just ask that.
Yes, miss.
City coordinator is authorized. I'm sorry. Only city coordinator is authorized, not centers. He
So the
distributes.
city
to-
coordinator is authorized to go to one of the two banks.
Yes, correct.
Now, therefore, that authorization is given to the city coordinator when? When is that given to him?
In advance. Must be-
But is the authorization given for both the banks or only one bank?
I think should be for
Just
both
ask
banks
this line.
logically. For both the banks. Any, from which bank? Is given, authorization is given 3 days prior to the exam
For both the banks.
for both the banks. Then
The
he is
city
informed-
coordinator.
He is informed in the morning that you go to one of these banks and collect.
5 o'clock.
Now, if the city coordinator, suppose city coordinator was told in the morning of the 5th that you have to go to SBI, right? Now, that city coordinator would have all the centers in that city will be under his control. Right? Now, did the city coordinator in this case at Jhajjar go to the Can Bank and get Can Bank papers which were then distributed to all the centers in his jurisdiction, or some centers got SBI and some centers got
That will have to be, Balwant.
He collected both.
Factually will correct.
He collected both. Balwant.
he collected both.
He collected both.
How did the city center, how did the city coordinator collect both? I mean, city coordinator at Jhajjar, he should have gone only to SBI,
Only one bank.
right?
Yes.
Now, he went to Can Bank and he went to SBI both.
Both.
Now, all the centers under him, did he distribute the Can Bank question paper?
Let's one center Can Bank paper was was distributed, which was allowed to be continued. Two centers, the question paper was distributed Can Bank, but it was withdrawn and SBI was given, that resulting in loss of time.
All Can Banks distributed, two of them realized the mistake,
And
withdrew
Who
Can
did
Bank
realize the mistake?
yes,
out of the center coordinator.
No, but the center coordinator will.
Would not normally know. We'll take
center
the.
superintendents are different. City coordinator is for all the three centers.
Right. So at Jhajjar, there were 3 centers.
Yes, let's.
Right? So he distributed the Can Bank paper to all 3?
All three initially. And let's in from 2, it was withdrawn and correct question paper was
But
distributed.
then why did he not withdraw it from 1?
That we'll have to, let's ask.
If he realized that he has made a mistake, he would have gone to all the 3 centers and said, look, I better give you the correct center. Why did
Time lapse may be the only reason. It was realized at the other center. By that time, maybe the time gap had gone beyond the reasonable time.
take instructions on that?
Assumptions.
Yes, yes. We will take specific instructions. We'll prepare a note on all these 6 questions, and
You're right. Authorization will be given in advance. You can't give authorization in the morning. Then he's informed how? He's informed on his phone.
on what the Millets app, which is created for the purpose of
And
coordination.
who informs him?
There is an
The
NTA app.
Director General NTA will inform everyone across the country.
Yes, through the specific app created for this purpose of
That will be informed at 8 o'clock or so in the morning.
5 o'clock in the morning.
5 o'clock.
There is an
And he
application.
was informed, go to the SBI.
Yes, please.
He went to both.
Yes.
But is Can Bank not informed that, look, your paper now don't distribute? Director General NTA would be informing the Can Bank that, look, your paper is not to be distributed. And he would inform SBI that only your paper is to be distributed, right?
Message goes to both the custodian as well as the city coordinator.